And I told my wife about it. She goes, "Oh, you should go." I'm like, "Honey, it's wrestling."
Okay,
That's
in
exactly
my defense,
what I have said.
The Royal Rumble is probably one of the best shows to go to live because it's one of the most unpredictable ones.
What? I'm not.
What is the Royal?
It's okay.
Oh, is that the one with the 2 rings?
No. That's
Is it the one that's in like a hotel?
Old school WCW.
Is that like when it's in a hotel ballroom and they
No. Let me explain here. Okay, it's 30-man battle royal. Okay, 2 guys start off. Okay, and then I think it's either like a minute or 2 minutes, another guy will come in. The only way to be eliminated is to be thrown over the top rope, both feet hit the floor. Winner gets a title shot at WrestleMania.
Okay, so what if you're athletic enough for only one?
They've done that before.
1 foot hits the floor.
Shawn Michaels is famous for getting thrown over the top rope, hanging onto the top rope, both feet not hitting the floor, and swinging himself back into it.
So beforehand they're like, all right, man, you're gonna win. I'm gonna take the fall for this one. Or they actually wrestle. How do they know who wins?
They actually wrestle. They pick everybody. All the other 29 guys know that the one guy's gonna win. But it's cool because sometimes it'll be surprise returns at certain times. So it'll be guys that coming up from NXT. That's the developmental territory.
You don't know who the 30 people are coming down.
Correct. And you don't know what kind of order. Most of the time they'll say, okay, you're number 1 and you're number 2 or you're number 30 or whatever. But yes, we're still going.
Okay.
But a lot of times it may be a guy you haven't seen in 2 or 3 years come back out of the blue, or a guy that you forgot was injured that's coming back in the Royal Rumble match. So it's the most unpredictable pay-per-view of the year, and it's actually the best one to be there live.
Yeah, you should bring your wife to it. I'm sure she would love that.
I mean, she's screaming for it right now.
Well, me and my best friend are going, and we got some. And the more people we can get to go, the cheaper it'll be. Because we'll probably just go down, that weekend and come back. So
yeah,
or we'll just go down there that day, depending on who's going and who's not going. So we could do a Texas Strangers on location.
That's what I was thinking. You could do that, but
I don't know how we would do it.
I don't know how we would do it either.
You
probably have to get permission
put all of our
from
3 heads together.
You could probably get permission from the.
I have a recorder on my phone. We could just do all that.
Yeah, that's gonna work really good.
Yeah.
We're going to do a group call.
That sounds
into a tape recorder.
We're going to do a group conference call. I
don't think that would.
Anyways, now that we've gotten into a whole other segment we didn't think we were going to get into, but
I've been wanting to talk about this, but no, the direction I want to take this is I really want to get into the studio at least twice a week, and that was an issue that Ryan didn't really I don't really have the time.
My first episode, he said, "Well, let's just get one time a week down," and then
he wasn't committed to 2.
Yeah, he didn't want to. He wanted to, and I understand everything takes work, and we're having this conversation over the air for our listeners who listen to this knows
what the plan is, where it's going,
and this is something that we've never done before over the air. Talk about, but no, I would like to have this 2-3 times a week. Now, 2 times is perfectly fine. But here, once again, I'm managing. You're working for 2 different radio stations. I'm the main guy here.
Yeah.
And Brad's one of my go-to guys whenever I need something filled in real quick. So I appreciate both of you guys. And once again, you can follow us on Twitter. We are at the TX Stranger Sport. No S. It's a singular, not plural.
TX Ranger Sport.
Yeah.
At TX Ranger.
Yeah, because if you put the extra...
Stranger Sport or Strangers Sport?
Strangers Sport.
Okay. Texas Strangers with the S. Sport, no S.
No S.
Yeah.
So, because you get too many characters. Twitter's so crazy.
I kind of like that, though, just because it prevents people from going on these stupid, Facebook rants.
Well, no, I wish the name...
Oh, like the handle?
Yeah, you can make it But once you tweet, that goes against your 140 characters that you're allowed to...
Yeah.
Whatever you want to do. All right. And you can also email us. You know the email address, don't you? Don't you?
TexasStrangersSports@gmail.com.
Feel free to do it. And you can always find us on Spreaker.
Search Texas Strangers
Texas
Sports.
Strangers. And also you can find us on iTunes.
And Android as well, correct?
Well...
Yeah.
It's all everything.
Yeah. It's all
Apple.
It's all relative.
Yeah.
iTunes, whatever Androids.
Steve Jobs, he figured out how to corner the market there.
Yeah.
I mean,
for sure.
Suicide nets around those buildings in Japan. Or China, excuse me. I know, once again, I'm getting a little bad over here.
Chinese, Japanese.
All right, guys. Hey, I appreciate you listening. We'll be back here very soon. Kirk, thank you for coming in. I really
enjoyed it.
Thanks to everybody who's subscribing to us and still listening to us, even though we haven't recorded in a while.
We haven't done it, but we will definitely be back. And
more frequently, we will be.
Kurt, thank you very much for showing up.
Yeah.
Thank you for joining the team.
Kurt. Yes, sir.
It was fun. I enjoyed it.
Okay. All right, guys. Brad, say goodnight.
Good night, folks.
Send us home. I want to go home.